So if you are on self-improvement and you are trying to make money and you're trying to become the best version of yourself, you're trying to get stronger in the gym, perhaps you're doing martial art of some sort, right? And you're watching these kind of videos, then I'm sure you're familiar with goal setting overall. And goal setting is something that I've utilized a fuck ton, right? And it's helped me a lot. But I don't do normal goal setting like everyone else, right? So for example, if I were to do a SMMA business, like a social media marketing agency, I could perhaps have the goal to sign 5 new clients in the next 6 months, right? At $1,000 a month each, right? I could do that. Or I could instead have my goal action based, like based on the inputs. For example, to do 10,000 reach outs in 3 months, right? I could do that stuff, right? And the difference between output and input based goals is that you can directly control the inputs. You cannot directly control the outputs. So you cannot, like, if I were to do an SMMA business, I couldn't really force 5 people to pay me $1,000 a month, right? But I could force myself to do the actions, to adhere to the actions that would make it unreasonable that I wouldn't hit the output based goal, right? And then you can measure your success not on the outputs but on how much you adhered to the actions that you committed yourself to, right? And it's just actionable. How the fuck do you say it, man? It just makes everything more actionable, and in the end you're gonna be able to make much more progress, right? Because dude, I've studied, because people who make $1 million, they don't focus on making $1 million. They focus on the stuff that makes $1 million, right? That's the thing, or at least that's what I've seen a lot, right? In my research, right? Because everyone wants to make $1 million. Everyone has the goals of being rich, right? But it's not the goals that make you unique. It's the actions that you take that makes you unique, right? And most people can adhere to input-based goals, and that's why fewer people set them. Because if they set that they're gonna do 10,000 reach outs through fucking cold calling or some shit in the next 3 months, then they have to do that shit, and it's gonna be in their face, right? But if they instead just said that they were gonna sign 5 clients, it's not as actionable. It's not as direct, right? So from now on, you can, if you've already set some goals for the year or some shit, you can just, or if you haven't, you can take everything that you want to accomplish this year, for example, and you just actionableize it, and you do it that through asking yourself, what actions would make it unreasonable that I didn't achieve the goals that I've set, right? The output-based goals. What actions would that be? So, for example, if I did SMMA, like how many reach outs would be required to get 5 clients? I would say around 10,000 reach outs, like 100. It's the rule of 100, like Alex Hormozi says, and it's also very good for your self-esteem overall and your self-respect. Because even if you didn't sign 5 clients, even if you signed 0 or 1, you're still going to be able to respect yourself because you adhered to the actions that you committed to in the first place. So that's basically it, right? Literally just set action-based goals, like action-based, not fucking output-based, input and action-based, right? So that's it, man. So for example, if you're doing, instead of saying, for example, in the gym, instead of saying, I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, tell yourself that you're gonna go to the gym, let's say, fucking 500 times over the next 2 years or some shit, like, or that's just off the top of my head, right? But something in the lines of that, right? Or if you're doing meditation, you're gonna do like 2,000 minutes of meditation this year or something, and if you can adhere to those actions, your whole self-respect and self-esteem will just be intact, right? And you won't really have to beat yourself up just because you didn't hit the output-based goals, because you have adhered to the action that you committed to in the first place, right? And I think it's much better overall, right? So it just actionabilizes everything, and in the end, you get more done, right? You get more done with actionable fucking input-based goals than output-based goals because it's less vague. So that's it, man. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, bro.